Okay, so I got a store on my hood somewhere. I don't really want to sell it. So I built this pallet here to hold the hood, and it has my door from, that door is actually from my dually. It had a little bit of body damage to it, so I went and picked up a different door. And I mean, this door isn't bad. I tried to sell it. Nobody would give me $250 for it, so I ain't gonna sell it for any less than that. I paid $450 for the door that I put on the dually, and this door is actually better rust-wise on the bottom anyway. So I may swap this door for the door on the 2000 half-ton, because I think this door is actually better than that door. The other door's got some dents on the bottom. So I may end up swapping doors, but for now I'm going to store them on this pallet here. Easier to move around, and probably it's going to go up there. So to get it out of the way, and so we're not having to move it all the time. Plus it's easier to move it on a pallet than it is to actually move it around by hand. So but I do have to before I set this up way up there, I got to make a pattern for my deal here, the mount on the truck, so I can make a spacer for my hood. So I gotta flip this hood around and make myself a spacer. Okay, with the hood flipped upside down, you can get a better look here. I need to make a spacer here that fits this. This is make a good pattern here. So the outline of the hinges there. Apparently they paint the hoods right on the hinges because it's rusty here, and doesn't look like there's any paint there. So I'm gonna take a piece of paper, make myself a pattern so I can make a spacer. Okay, so here's what I did. First I made a pattern out of some paper towel. Easy to find all my holes and stuff. Then I made a pattern out of some cardboard, and you can see here, this is how it works there. And then the other side, the same pattern will work. I just flip it over to the other side. It's the same deal. So this pattern will work for both sides. Now I just got to figure out what kind of thickness I'm using and what exactly I am using. Probably going to try to use some aluminum. I think we got some aluminum that might get me where I need to be. So I'll probably go look for that right now. Okay, so I found this piece of aluminum. It's like 1/8 inch. I think that will probably get me really close to where I need to be. So I took my pattern, drawed it out. Now I'm going to get the plasma cutter out and cut one out, cut a second one out, and we'll clean them up, and we'll have spacers. Okay, so I got my plasma cutter out here. Got my piece here. I'm going to use these deals as guides to get a nice straight cut. I am not that good to be able to get a straight cut, and the straighter cut that you can get here, the less grinding and smoothing you have to do. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to fire it up, get some air, and cut this out. Okay, so I got one done. It's all ground off. Looks good. So I'm going to make another one, cut out another one, then I'll probably drill the holes out. Okay, so there is my spacer, all made up. There's my template I made. So I'm happy with this. Now I've got to unbolt my hood and slide them in, and hopefully that gives me what I need. Okay, I actually got my first spacer installed there. You can see it kind of poking out right there. I gotta do the other side now. I actually did this by myself. It was pretty easy. I just unbolted all the bolts, held up the hood there, slid it in. Pretty easy. So I'm gonna do this side now, and then we'll see where the hood sits then. Okay, you just saw me get that last spacer in, and I mean, it's still a little low. But man, for what this is, that's pretty darn good fit. I mean, you know, you're really getting picky if that bothers you. I mean, it's a little bit lower. But I mean, it's not bad. For what this is, that's pretty darn good. I'm happy with that. I am definitely happy with that. So, I'm gonna call this hood done for now. It's fitting good. Looks awesome. And only thing with black is the body lines don't show up quite as nice as like a red or something. So the cowl is a little harder to spot with a black truck, or I mean with a black color. But you know, I like it. I may end up doing something on the cowl there, just to kind of get it noticed. You know, something up there. But yeah, that's I guess that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one.